Torah Life Ministries come out of the world. Messiah people seek the truth.
All right, everybody, here we are with Torah teacher Brad Scott. Brad, first say hello to the Torah Life audience.
Hello, everyone. Shalom, shalom. Welcome. It's good to talk with you guys again. It's been a while, but it's good to be back with you.
Now, Brad, last time we saw you, you were passionate about getting into eating healthy, and you even shared a wonderful dream about the end times, about being healthy. Talk a little bit more about what's been going on in your life and how has your health been changing, because we hear from the grapevine that you had some health challenges. Now, did these health challenges motivate you to go even more into the health thing, or did it slow you down?
Yeah, well, are you kidding? Basically, the times that we've talked before, every time I would be with you, every time we'd be somewhere, I get all convicted because I know this is right, I know it's right out of the scriptures, and I teach and so forth, but, I'm not living it out the way I should and so forth, and so I would get really gung-ho about it for a couple of weeks, and then I'd gravitate back to, bags of Doritos and, eating on the road. Eating on the road's not an easy thing to do, but I tricked myself into thinking that it's too hard to eat healthy on the road. I've learned that's not true. It just takes a little preparation, takes a little bit of planning. Now I take my own food with me, for example, and I don't have to rely on what the 7-Eleven has or even care. I just go get gas and go on. And so some people are well aware that I had some problems, concerning things surrounding the heart and so forth. A few months ago, back in February, as a matter of fact, and I was in a foreign country, and it was a little scary for a while, and getting in the hospital there, and it basically scared me into coming back and thinking, I'm going to do like a Paul Nissan thing all the time, instead of just 2 weeks on and a week off, or 4 weeks off, or whatever back on. So I can honestly say, with all my heart, that since February the 28th, I have been back on the raw food, eating what the Bible tells me to do, and I cannot state enough. Even though I know the last time I was with you, Paul, I believe it was a conference in St. Louis, I said I never felt better. I had no idea what I was going to go through not too long after that. And now I have some context in which to compare things to. I got more energy, and I've also realized that not only can I eat raw, but I can enjoy eating raw. I don't miss the coffee. I don't miss even some of the teas that aren't good. The sweet tea of the southern states. So I don't miss any of that stuff. I can eat raw and be happy with it. And now that you've told me earlier that there's some recipes and so forth, and I do these things, I cannot overstate how this is making me recover from what is happening. I'm back on the road to being the way I should be in the first place.
Well, people often look at their health challenges as tragedies. Would you say your recent health challenge is one of the greatest blessings because it motivated you to get healthier?
Yeah, no telling if it wouldn't have happened to me. I would have just kept on doing what I normally do and run myself right into the ground and really had a heart attack, because some of the rumors, by the time it got out what was happening and what happened to me, and it got around, and bless the people that prayed for me. Thank you so much for praying for me. That was obviously a huge part of it. But by the time I got out, I was like dead. He passed away in Costa Rica and so forth. It was the rumors got carried away. But if it wouldn't have happened, I think that's exactly what would have happened to me, and it was not a tragedy in my life. I don't regret it one second.
Well, you said you've been in a situation like this before, but how do you avoid that trap now of going back to slowly but surely start eating foods that aren't healthy and being on the road and going to the 7-Eleven? How do you maintain this enthusiasm?
Well, I guess I would say the difference, one of the major differences between the on and off thing before and being consistent with it right now is that I did keep consistent with it, and I finally realized I love raw food. I like raw food. I I can eat these things on the road. I don't have to succumb to all the things that the world offers me along the way. You know, it's like the devil or the adversary follow me everywhere around I go and go, here, eat this, like he did with Eve. Go ahead, eat that. You know, and it was just consistency. It didn't take. I've been doing this 5 months. It didn't take 5 months of consistency. I would say within 1 month of being consistent about it, I realized, oh my gosh, things that I didn't mind eating, along with a steak and a baked potato and sour cream and garlic bread, you know, like raw peppers and red and yellow peppers and cucumbers and zucchini. I liked all that stuff before, but I liked them along with all the other stuff. And now I realize that I just love to eat these things anyway. I know some people think I'm probably overdoing this, but you can tell
you can't overdo
it's
health,
made a huge difference.
Now you lost 15 pounds, right?
I was pretty comfortable in my skin actually before that, but that was the natural result. The natural result is something I wasn't even aiming for. I just wanted to feel good. I wanted to get through a day not knowing, because some of you know what I'm talking about. You know when your blood pressure's up. See, that was a big part of it. My blood pressure went sky high and they couldn't get it down, okay? And you know when your blood pressure's up, and it just ruins you and everything else you do. And so now I can tell that my blood pressure is normal, and I can get out and I can run, I can exercise again, and I don't feel that blood pressure raising inside.
Now what about when you're doing a lecture? Do you feel a difference? Do you have more stamina, and do you feel like your mind is a little sharper when you're doing a lecture?
Yeah, and that's important because as many people know, my ministry is focusing more on youth now than it was before, and I want to be youthful, if you will. I don't want to be some old guy standing up there trying to teach young people. They won't let me get away with that, okay? And so I can act more goofy than I ever did before. If I could put this way, I could be more animated than I ever was before, and not have that feeling. Not have the hips start hurting, the feet start hurting even. I'm not talking about just breathing and your heart. I'm talking about the rest of the body is able to maintain and have stamina to the rest of it as well. And I'm like 58 years old. In a couple of years I'll be in my 60s, you know, and I think, oh my goodness, I don't want to look like a typical 60-year-old.
Now I can promise you that, you know, as you stay on this path, it gets even better. You feel better, the food tastes better, and so on, and you start really disliking the food that you once liked, the junk food and stuff. Do you foresee your message changing at all, where you start, as you experience better health, start talking more about the seriousness of eating healthy and taking it serious, because it's been such an unpopular topic over the years for people?
Well, you know, when I drive, one of the things that I find myself doing, Paul, is because I drive about a third of the time and I fly about 2/3 of the time, but when I'm driving through towns, to me, McDonald's, Burger King, Applebee's, they're death houses to me, and the places that are doing the raw food are life houses, and it changes the dynamics of everything that I teach, because I kind of talked the talk before, but I didn't walk the walk. Okay, now, and I'm not entirely exaggerating there. I guess what I mean is that I heard what Paul was saying, and I understood these things, but I only did them for a little while, and then I would get back to the normal routine, and I'd gravitate right back into the usual lifestyle. And I'm going to suggest to you that it could be true that the Father would rather me just go whole hog the other way, or do it completely His way, but don't mix the two. I think if I learned anything,
not to mingle the seed.
Exactly, mingling the seed, the constant mixing of going back and forth, a little bit of raw, a lot of bit of junk, a little bit of raw, a little bit of junk, may have even been worse than just junk out all the way or whatever. I'm not saying I can medically verify that, but that's how I feel. I feel that if you're going to do it, go all the way, and to know going all the way, that things can really taste good like they never tasted before.
Well, there are a lot of other people and other Bible teachers who do a good job at talking the talk, and some of them really mean it because they get motivated when they see me.
And that was me too.
But now you probably see it through my eyes, where you know they're talking the talk when they're doing it. But what's it going to take? Are they going to have to get sick to learn, or
I hope not.
Or can me and you make an impact on this?
I would hope that some of my good buddies and my good friends and some of you know who that is, okay, that it would make a difference in their lives too, okay.
That they learn from our mistakes and not their own.
Yeah, I would never want anything like this to happen to my good friends, some of the Hebrew teachers and so forth. I would never want that to happen. So wouldn't wish that upon them. I would hope that just like any parent, that the father tells the kid not to put his hand on the hot stove, and the kid would learn that it's hot by listening to his dad, not having to put his hand on the hot stove. I would hope that would happen.
So what would be your message to people out there, the people that are interested in Torah and Yahweh's Word, about health? What would be your message?
I would say that you need to realize that this is more important than you think. It's just not another perspective of looking at the scriptures and so forth, another way, another thing to teach out there. I think you should take it very seriously, because I'm going to suggest to you that what goes in here as far as our food eventually affects even the words that we teach and the words that we're speaking. It affects our teaching. This is what I'm trying to say. I would say take it more serious. I didn't. Now I do.
Great. That's wonderful news. It's answered prayer. Here at Torah Life Ministries, we teach about health. We also like to focus on modesty. And last year, I did a lecture, and you actually did the intro to it. And it's been getting great reviews. Before we leave you here, Brad, I was so happy about your health thing. Anything you want to say about modesty?
I would say that we have definitely culturally over time sent a mixed message into the world with respect to that as well, and then when people see a mixed message, they see a mixed God, and they don't see the one true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so I would say that I've changed my views over time with respect to even how people close to me dress and so forth, okay? And I am much more consciously aware of it than I ever was before, because I don't want to just send an unmixed message to the world in the things I say. I want to send an unmixed message in the things that I do, okay? So pray for me with that too, because I'm learning and growing just like the rest of you are.
Will do, and I really love that you have a passion to help the youth. Yeah. And I really like when you say everything appears the end times are now, but what if they're not? Are we looking so far ahead where we're not training the youth today? And modesty and diet are two things that really are not being taught to them, amongst many other things.
Yeah.
So
what good is it going to do for us to get this message to the adults if the Messiah does tarry and the next generation comes along and it just all falls away again? If there's anybody that message needs to be taught to, it's the children. And most of you listen to my voice right now, you know what we mean about modesty as compared to being very immodest in our clothing. You know what I'm talking about. You don't have to be outside or turn on the TV for 5 minutes and you can see what I'm talking about. So once again, we need to make sure that we are in harmony with what the Bible teaches about how we send a message to the world that there is but one true God, and we don't send them a mixed message.
Great. Now, give everybody your website, how they can get in touch with you.
My website is why do we say that? Wildbranch.org. Wildbranch.org. The best way to get a hold of us is to write me at brad@wildbranch.org. Brad@wildbranch.org. And that's the best way to contact us is through the website, through my email.
Great. And if people are interested, do you foresee me and you taking a group to Israel for a raw food Israeli tour?
It's the first time you brought it up to me, but sounds good to me. Sounds great to me.
All right, we'll make it happen. You have a great day. Anything you want to say before we close?
No, just love you guys, and thanks for all the prayer, and you all know who you are. Thanks for all the prayer. That was the biggest part of all this. Shalom.
All right, great.
Seek the truth, avoid the evil, learn Yahweh's way.